my name is Virginia Rojas, and I'm going to talk about A Case of Identity, written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It was included in a short story collection, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which was published in October 1892. The story begins with Watson, the narrator of these stories, and Sherlock discussing about previous cases when a young woman, Miss Mary Sutherland, comes to Sherlock for help with a problem. First, she explains that she lives with her parents, with her mother and stepfather, Mr. Windibank. What is important to mention is that Mr. Windibank is only 5 years older than Miss Mary, and that she helped them paying for the expenses from the money she got from a fund from her uncle, and that she was worth, so they are not short for money. The thing is that Mr. Windibank didn't let her to make social activities, so she found her with not friends, with not interesting thing to do. So she combines her mother to help her to go to a ball. There she met Mr. Hosmer Angel, with whom she fell in love later. Mr. Angel was a very interesting character in himself. He always wore lenses, even in broad daylight. He talked in a whispery manner, so she couldn't quite hear his voice, and even if they changed letters, he typed them, even the signature. But even with all these peculiarities, she decided that she wanted to marry him. So here's the problem. He disappeared without a trace the morning of their wedding. She posted a missing notice in the news, but the days go by and there is no news about her groom. So she became desperate and went to see Charlotte for answers. The thing is that it's very obvious what is happening, and Charlotte confronts the culprit, but he can't apply a punishment on him or to apply a law because there isn't one at the time, and he can also tell her what is happening because she wouldn't help him, she wouldn't believe him, and that's quite the sad reality of things. The scene described in this story is the idea, the concept of a Victorian woman. This is like a damsel in distress, a romantic one. Like we had Charlotte that sees this woman and immediately thinks she didn't come here with a money problem or a family problem, but with a romantic one. So it was a very short story, so we couldn't see much of his character or his personality, but we know from another stories of Sherlock Holmes that he usually doesn't find this type of love stories very interesting. But this time he decided to help Miss Mary, and also find quite chivalrous of him to try to ascribe Mr. Windibank, like to try to teach him a lesson because what he did to Miss Mary was very wrong. That's what a surprise in itself because that's not normally it's not normally what he do.
Hello everyone, my name is Gomez Marta Florencia and I'm going to talk about The Great Gatsby. It's a novel written by Scott Fitzgerald and published in 1925. It has a tragedy style. This story is narrated by Nick Carraway. It begins when Nick is moving to New York. He rented a house in West Egg. Nick's next door neighbor was a mysterious man named J. Gatsby, who lived in a mansion and gave extravagant parties every Saturday night. Nick began a relationship with Jordan Baker, Daisy and Tom's friend. They were married, but Tom had a lover called Myrtle Wilson. Then Nick was in a party with Jordan Baker in Gatsby Mansion when suddenly someone came and told Jordan that Gatsby wanted to talk with her alone. This action caught Nick's attention, but a few days ago, Jordan told Nick that Gatsby wanted a favor. Daisy, who was Nick's cousin, was Gatsby's love of youth, and he wanted to see her again. So Nick arranged a meeting, and after the meeting, Gatsby and Daisy began an affair. Tom began to suspect that his wife was cheating him, and one day, Tom, Daisy, Gatsby, Nick, and Jordan just finished to eat when Tom practically forced them to leave to New York, where he would confront Gatsby. Later the fight, Gatsby made Daisy choose between them, and Daisy chose Tom. When they were returning to their houses, Daisy was driving Gatsby's car. She crashed Myrtle Wilson, causing her death. Gatsby covered her up by keeping his car in the garage so no one would know who crashed Myrtle Wilson. And finally, as Daisy never came back to Gatsby, he died dismal for love. The Great Gatsby Manor is located in West Egg. It is looked in the distance as if it was on fire. It has a large amount of flowers and fruit trees. It is huge, picturesque mansion, and it has a tower on one side, a marble swimming pool, and more than 40 acres of lawn and lit garden. It has many rooms with many windows, a glorious library with a high ceiling and lined with carved oak. It has a marble stairs with rooms covered with pink silk. This is the end of our video. We hope you understand and enjoy it. Bye bye.